Okay. What, what what is wrong with this? Okay, I see. Okay, am I audible? I hope I am. All right, around 20 people here. Anshu Kumar, message retracted. Oops. Others Singh is saying Venus Rahu. Okay. Meenu Singh is saying hello. Yulia is saying hi to everyone from Ukraine. Okay, that's great. I hope things are fine with you. Nikki Barrett official is saying hi from California. Okay, great. Great to have you from the US. Okay, so we have a very interesting topic today. What is the topic? It is the summary of planets in particular houses from Venus. Okay, so why am I doing this video? Because I recently, this week or maybe last week, we completed the planets from Venus series. So planets in all houses from Venus. Okay, not from the ascendant. And in that, what I realized is after seeing all those videos, I mean, after seeing the comments in all those videos, what I realized is that people are confusing this placement with the placement in the ascendant from the ascendant. Okay, so which means whenever we say planet in fourth from Venus, it is not from the first house. So wherever your Venus is, from there you count four houses, for example. So this is the first mistake people are doing. They are saying, okay, so in like planets in fifth house from Venus, you say, oh, my fifth house has this planet, that planet. What is this? What is that? So disclaimer again, it is not from the ascendant. It is from Venus. So wherever your Venus is, so you count from there. Okay, and this is primarily maybe from the people who have started astrology newly. Okay, so this is the first mistake I see people are doing. Then the second mistake which people are doing is they are just reading the planet from Venus. Okay, and they are not reading things from the ascendant. This is the worst thing you can do, because I have mentioned many times in this series that first, see, not only for planets from Venus, not only for any particular planet, not for anything, for anything and everything in general, you have to first start from the Lagna chart, which is from the ascendant. So you see the Lagna chart, and then you have to get an idea of what is the strength of that particular area in the person's life. What do I mean by strength? Strength means potential. So, for example, before you see, oh, his sixth house was having this planet, or sixth from Venus has this planet, that planet, or you before you see the Navamsha, you see the Dashamsha, you see the Shashtiyamsha, before you see anything specifically, you have to see what is the strength for that particular area of life in the person's chart, which means you have to check what is the level of let's talk of marriage, for example. So if you're talking of marriage, you just can't see, okay, seventh lord is here, sixth house, I mean second lord is there, 11th lord is there. No, you just can't see that. Now first you have to see what does this person want, does the person want marriage at all, will the person be able to stay with one person, committed or not, so that you have to see from the ascendant lord, sun, moon, these four planets, these four positions will tell you, okay. Then you have to see how much commitment can this person give to one person, so that you have to see from the trines, okay. So you have to see the planets in the fifth, ninth, and you also have to see the fifth lord and the ninth lord, and you have to see the navamsha. So first, does this person want marriage, or what is this person's idea of marriage? Then can this person maintain his or her commitment for marriage, which we see from the trines. Then we see to what extent is this person ready to compromise and like adjust in marriage and take responsibility of family, children. For that you have to go to step 3, which is your second house, seventh house, and 11th house. They will tell you if this person who is there in front of you is wanting to come to a truce. It's like trying to find a middle ground with their spouse. And to what extent is this person wanting to take responsibility of children? Does this person want children at all? Does this person want to be married at all for a long time? So, and what is this person looking inside a marriage? What is this person's definition of marriage? What does this person expect in a person, in the spouse? What is the primary reason why he or she is getting married? So these are things which you have to kind of find from the second house, the seventh house, and the 11th house from of the ascendant chart, not from Venus. And then you got to see the navamsha. What is the navamsha telling? Where is Venus placed in the navamsha? How are the trinal lords, first, fifth, and ninth lords of the navamsha, how are they placed? So these are things which you have to see also from the navamsha. So this is like the third step. Then when you see all these three factors are relatively harmonious, which means the sun, moon, ascendant lord, they are harmonious for marriage. And then the trines indicate that this person can be committed, which is the second factor. And then you see the second, seventh, and 11th of the lagna chart and the navamsha. What does this person think of marriage? What is marriage for this person? Then okay, now I know what is the level of commitment and happiness is this person destined. So once you know this, only then you should go and see which planet is there from Venus, okay. Because in the last video of planets in 12th house from Venus, I said that, or not 12, sorry, in the second last video, planets in 11th from Venus. So I gave an example there. It's a very interesting example that your Venus is in the 8th house, and 11th from the 8th house is the 6th house, okay, 6th house from the ascendant. So now what happens is, if you have a planet in the 11th from Venus, which is the 6th from the ascendant, in that planet's dasha, you will be confused to analyze. Because why? What is happening is because that planet is in the 11th from Venus, okay. So it is giving you some kind of Venusian gains, but because it is the 6th from the ascendant, which is 12th from the house of marriage, which is 7th house, therefore it may create some separation. Although it may give you some luxuries or some gifts or something like, but because the 6th house from the ascendant deals with physical separation from your spouse, so that aspect will be there. There will be some other Venusian gains. You might 6th house activated, which is 11th from Venus, assuming Venus is in the 8th. So then you can get some gift from your company, or you can get some nice, laptop, mobile, because that's what Venus also represents. But the thing is, that will not be that is not necessarily good or bad for your marriage, because may not be the best thing, because now this planet, as I said in the example, if Jupiter is in the sixth, so then it will create some separation from the spouse, which is the ultimate expression of Venus, right? So so therefore you have to see what is going on. And then the last factor is very, 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 very crucial, which is, dashas. Actually, it's not the last is transits. So you see the dashas, and then you see the transits. So for example, you saw ascendant lord, sun, moon, you saw the first parameter, then you saw the trines, second parameter, then second, seventh, 11th, and the navamsha, the third parameter. Then you need to see, planets from Venus, it's like the fourth parameter. Then you need to see dashas. So for example, if this person whose chart you are analyzing has, um, let's assume this person is, 25, and then what's happening is his Venus Mahadasha has started at the age of 25. So now what will happen is, oh, not Venus is a bad example, let's talk of Saturn. So Saturn Mahadasha has started at the age of 25. So it will go on for 19 years till the time this person is 35, right? No, 44. Okay, because 19 years of Shani Mahadasha. So when it goes on for 19 years, then you have to see what is inside Saturn. Where is Saturn? Is Saturn in the second, seventh, or 11th? Is he helping marriage? Is he in the trines? Or he's in houses which deny marriage, which is, the sixth and the 10th. So if now what happens in analyzing the previous factors, as I mentioned, you analyzed and you came into a conclusion that there are certain things which are good, certain things which are not good. Okay, then now what will happen if Saturn is badly placed for marriage, which means it is either in the sixth or in the 10th. These two are primarily the most detrimental houses for marriage, because the sixth and the 10th are 12th to the seventh and the 11th houses, so they are the worst houses for marriage and marital bliss, and yeah, love relationships. So now what will happen is, if there were some problems initially in those earlier parameters, like sun, moon, lagna, lord, lagna, and the lagna, then the trines, the navamsha, planets from Venus, if there were some problems, now because the dasha is negative, those problems will be exemplified, they will be multiplied, so. And on the other hand, if Saturn is well placed, which means he's in the second, seventh, or 11th, well placed for marriage, again disclaimer, then what will happen is, if even if there were some problems, if the other parameters overall, if they are good, then you know that marriage will somehow be maintained. Okay, there will be no separation or divorce, that is something which is guaranteed. But in general, you will not find, black and white scenarios. You'll never find a chart where the lagna, sun, moon, planets from Venus, the trines, the navamsha, the second, seventh, 11th, everything is speaking in one tone. You will never find that. You will always find something, you will always find things in a way that is not giving you a clear answer always. Okay, which means not totally negative, not totally positive. Okay, so then you have to see, you have to analyze in detail where is the problem, which planet is causing what kind of issues. That is something which you have to analyze. That's very important. For example, as I said, if Rahu is in the 11th from Venus, after seeing all the factors and parameters, if you see Rahu is in the 11th from Venus, and then what happens is, you end up seeing, okay, Rahu Dasha has started, then the person may get a lot of desires related to Venus, which can give him or her a tendency to look for marital or love relationships outside of marriage. Okay, but now if originally his trines are very strong, like 159, that axis is very strong, so he will resist the urge, he will resist the temptation, he will not go and behave like animals. Okay, but now the other way around, if the 11th from Venus has Rahu, and his trines are not very strong, he doesn't have much morals, not much ethics, not much standards, then what happens is it's just like an excuse. So now if Saturn is in the sixth and his Saturn Mahadasha starts, what will happen? He will hop on and off, on and off, on and off from people, because sixth house shows breakup, denial of marriage, and all this. So today he will get into relationship with a girl, tomorrow maybe with another girl, and then the next day another. So he will keep going back and forth, and then nothing will materialize for him in context of marriage. Okay, so that is something which will manifest if his Saturn is in the sixth from Lagna, provided he also has Rahu in the 11th from Venus and his trines are weak. Okay, so therefore it's very essential for you to analyze things holistically. Don't just see which planet is where, from which house, from which planet. Like that you will not be able to do much justice. Okay, so therefore first see the Lagna, Lagnesh, ascendant, ascendant lord, sun, moon. These four things will tell you who is this person inherently. Then you see, the trines, 159, you see the Navamsha, then you see what is this person's conception of marriage, like second, seventh, 11th. Then you see planets from Venus, then you see the dashas, and then you see the transits. Okay, so adding to all this, if the person is running a bad dasha with a bad potential, and then transits of prominent planets like Jupiter, Saturn, Rahu, Ketu are also happening in the 6th and 10th, then the person's divorce will be confirmed. Then this person is getting divorced. Okay, but just like that, you see and you get into a conclusion, that yeah, oh yeah, that there's divorce, there's this, there's that. No, that's not the best thing to do. Okay, so I say this in every video: do a comprehensive analysis, and only then you can know actually what is good, what is bad, what is right, what is wrong. So if you do this, then you will not only know the final result, you will also know where is the problem. Okay, so for example, as an astrologer, it's very important for you and me and everybody else to I identify where is the problem. I mean, the astrologer's primary job is, like, people think the astrologer's job is to give you remedies and change your karma. Like, okay, ये प्रॉब्लम है, उपाय दे दो, ये दे दो, वो दे दो, मंत्र दे दो, ये दे दो, नग दे दो, व्हाट इज दिस, नेकलेस दे दो, पूजा बता दो, ये बता दो, वो बता दो. But the thing is, that's not the primary job. The primary task of an astrologer is to identify the problem. Okay, so for example, when I do consultations for marriage, I always tell the person, hey, my dear sir, my dear madam, for example, you are a very short tempered person. So do you have that level of tolerance, for marriage? Because you need a lot of tolerance for marriage, or even for any relationship, not just marriage, even brother, sister, mother, father, father, child, mother, child. Even for friends you need tolerance, even for relatives, even for colleagues, for your neighbors. Then what to speak of marriage? You need the highest amount of tolerance. And when I see people's charts, most of the times I do not see that they have that inner stability to tolerate somebody else for the next 50 years. So then I ask them that, you are asking of marriage, but are you sure you want to get married? I mean, of course they may say I want to get married, but then the question is, are you ready to pay the price to tolerate somebody for who will always stay next to you 24 hours, or at least maybe not 24 but at least 15, 20 hours or 15, 16 hours of your day. Are you ready to tolerate them next to you? You will yeah, then if the answer is no, then you need to rethink on your mm, uh, conception of marriage. Otherwise, yeah, there will be dissent and there will be destruction. Okay, because if you cannot tolerate, of course, tolerance doesn't mean you just keep tolerating, whatever the person does. He or she scolds you, beats you, abuses you, you still keep tolerating. That's not what it means. But in general, there will be difference of opinion. There will be problems, there will be clashes, there will be envy, jealousy, there will be insecurities, there will be competition, whatever. You have to tolerate all this. Okay, and tolerate doesn't mean you just sit and do nothing. That's not what is tolerance. Tolerance means you accept the things for your own benefit, and there is some karmic lesson behind this problem that we are facing. That is actually tolerance. To be patient and humble when there are problems, and to try to see the larger picture behind all the problems in marriage. So if that is not there, uh, if you're just wanting to get married for some enjoyment, pleasure, or you just need somebody, you are bored, you are lonely, uh, that's a difficult position, because you are coming from a position, from a point of deficiency, and then what happens is you will always feel that life is not good, because I have seen this with people, whichever people they were happy as single, they are also happy when they are in relationships. But those people who were not happy as singles, they are also miserable in relationships. It's very interesting, no? Imagine two happy single people coming together. They will be more happy. They will be like 4x happier. And one unhappy person meeting one happy person, then they will nullify each other. The person who was happy will become a bit unhappy, and the person who is unhappy will become a bit more happy. And imagine the worst case scenario: two unhappy, lonely, desperate, miserable, insecure, intolerable people coming together. What happens? My god, the rest is history, right? We all know what happens when two such people come together. So so therefore, please see inherently, what does this person want, does this person want marriage, and all this, that you have to find from the chart. You just can't see, okay, but this planet is here from Venus, this will happen, that will happen. No, it doesn't work like that. So when you see all the factors that we discussed, then we know that okay, maybe this person can have a good marriage, this person has a good potential. And then you see the dashas will tell you at the end what happens. Okay, so once you see the dashas, and then you get an idea, then you tell the person, hey, my dear sir, my dear madam, you are about to start Mars Mahadasha for 7 years, and it will be a good time for your marriage. Or maybe you are about to start Moon Mahadasha for the next year, for example, and it won't be a nice period for your marriage. So please lower your expectations, reduce your expectations, manage them, whatever you say, reduce, lower, manage. Okay, so this is very important, because then the person actually realistically knows what I should expect. That's the job of an astrologer. He should be able to tell you what you should expect when. Okay, but on the other hand, what happens is people are not interested to know what's coming. People they are more interested to know when will things come as per their wish and their desire. This is a very big problem, because most of the times, 90%, should I say 90, or maybe, yeah, maybe at least 70 to 80% of the times, you don't get things as you desire, right? you get things as it is destined for you in your karma. Okay, so the astrologer's job is to tell you what is already there, and to make you, to prepare you for that. Okay, and not to, like, change and give some fancy remedies and mantras. I mean, I never do that, because that doesn't work. If that would work, everybody would be having the best marriage, everybody would be a multi-millionaire or a billionaire, right? So therefore, you have to see the chart of the person, and remind and ask some intelligent questions. Hey, my dear sir, you want to get married, but it seems, if you see there is an indication of extramarital affair, then you have to ask the person, my dear sir, you want to get married, that's great, but it seems you are unable to, like, control yourself. You are always flirting with other women, you are always trying to connect with, so many women, and you are like, yeah, you are watching too much adult material in the internet, you are not able to, um yeah, you are losing out, basically. You're losing your semen, you are losing your vitality, you are not able to preserve your potency, you are not able to do any of these. So do you really believe that suddenly, if you get married tomorrow, you will be able to do it from nowhere? Okay, so that's an interesting question to ask. And then somewhere deep down inside, they will also feel, oh yeah, 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 maybe I should rethink. Or maybe the person can marry, but he has to do some tapasya, some sadhana, and limit his contact with the opposite sex, and control his mind, control his habits. Only then he can remain committed and chaste. Otherwise, he will destroy the life of his wife, right? So that's not the best thing that a woman would want. So this is what you should say before marriage, not after 5 years of marriage, not 5 years, not after 5 months, the wife is asking you, hey, what happened, sir, this person is not, he's still flirting with others, he's married, and then, yeah, there's like that's a big problem. So you should be able to identify that from the chart. Is this person having active tendency for extramarital affair? Active means, this person is actively, aggressively going on, indulging with other women. So then that's very serious. Then and then, even if the girl is asking you before marriage, you have to tell her that, my dear madam, maybe, uh, if you want to marry him, then that's great, but this is something which is there in the man, and you don't marry him, or you have to live with it. It's not easy, but that is your decision. Okay, so that is how it works. You see the plus and the minus, and you tell, and you say, these are like the plus points, that these are good things, these are bad things, and then this is your decision at the end. It's your choice, it's your life, you have to decide, you have to take the decision, and whatever happens will be your responsibility. Okay. Yeah, so the same is for a man. If he sees, a woman has, promiscuous behavior or whatever, then you have to tell him that maybe, you may like her, you may be obsessed with her beauty, appearance, her smartness and physical features of her body, but she may not be the best wife material for you. So this is and yeah, I mean, she may not be a girl who you can uh, talk proudly to your parents or your friends, or your colleagues. May not be the best girl. So then, but again, the decision is his, right? He has to be, he should know, and he should take the decision, not the astrologer. Sometimes people, they put the gun on the astrologer's head, and they say, hey, should I marry him or her? Tell me, whatever you say, I'll do. No, that's not our job, that's the job of the people. So they should decide, but the astrologer should give the pros and cons, okay, which will help them to make a decision. Okay, yeah. That is all I wanted to say today. So in summary, analyze the overall chart and see what is going on. Otherwise, yeah, just seeing planets from Venus, that may not be the best thing. That is good, but that should be done later. Okay. Oops, ads are running, it seems. Okay. 40 people are here. Good to see that. Shraddha Hazarika, hello, sir, from Delhi. Okay, great. Long live Delhi. Angel Aura is saying good evening. Good evening. I guess it's quite late there in India. Maybe it's 8:30. Okay. What is this? Venki Durgam is saying Hare Krishna. Namaskar. Okay. Ayush Ramesh, Venus in fourth, aspected by Jupiter from 10th, mean Lagna. This is exactly what I said, Ayush ji. Like, see the overall chart and analyze all the parameters that I said, only then you will know what's happening. Suchil Ravi Shankar, namaste, namaste. Thanks so much for the information you are giving us. Okay, my pleasure, my pleasure. Yogesh P. Singh Hare Krishna. Okay. S square. Jai Mata Di. Sharmi is saying, I have Sun and Venus in Leo, Aries, Ascendant, but they are not combust. Does it mean combustion is bad for marriage or something? Again, these are very generalized, vague things. This is good or bad. So you need to check the chart. Just because you have Sun, Venus in Leo, in Aries, Ascendant, in the fifth house, and they are not combust, it just does not mean anything for marriage or not. So first you have to check where is your sun, which is in Leo. Then you have to check where's your moon. You have to check where is Mars, because he's the Lagna lord, and you have to see what is in the first house. Then you have to see the fifth lord, which is Surya. Then you have to see the ninth lord, which is Jupiter. Then you have to see the second lord, Venus, seventh lord, Venus, 11th lord, Shani. So these are things you have to analyze stepwise. Okay, don't just jump into something like this. I mean, you will not get an answer. Okay, even if you get, it will be wrong most of the times. Okay. Star is saying, so nice to see you live. Namaste. Yeah, nice to have you also. Angel Aura is saying, can we have one live session only regarding money and mantras for wealth, planetary planets positions for money? Yeah, we can surely have. At the same time, I don't think I know of any mantra for wealth. And regarding multiple sources of income, I think last week or last week we had a session. I think maybe you can check that out. And yes, always, if you feel you do not have money, then you can always do the 6 week money remedy. That video you will find, the Rasgulla remedy. Every morning I see comments in that video. Even today somebody has commented. Let me see what is the comment. It was something related to job. For those, let me just check. Interesting comment it was. I'll just read out the comment. Okay, I go to comment section. Okay. Where is this? Yeah. So Rajesh Joshi ji has commented in that video, money remedy 6 weeks, 1000% works. By the grace of Almighty and God's blessings, yesterday I got confirmation letter. Thank you, God. Well, that's great. That's excellent. And there was another comment I received, I think recently. Yeah, this is again Rajesh Joshi ji. Uh, he's commenting in that same video 12 days ago. I told my friend in Bangalore, and yesterday was his second Saturday. So you need to do this remedy for 6 Saturdays, and this was the second Saturday. He got 9 lakhs. So maybe he has a job of 9 lakh rupees, which is around, how much it will be like? Yeah, around like maybe 13 14,000 USD. And then if you take in PPP, purchase power parity, it will be Yeah, around 50 to $60,000, something like this. He told an another friend yesterday who got 10 lakhs yesterday itself. Can this be repeated continuously 1 week after next? That is 12 weeks, or should there be? Yeah, you can give 1 week gap and then you start. Okay. So yeah, you can watch that video and do that. It will really help you. Okay, Angel Aura. Thank you. What is this? S square is saying, sir, please tell me it's Libra ascendant. Again, I don't know your entire chart, S square. I'm sorry, I can't answer this. Okay, it will be a half-hearted analysis. I'm sorry. Chanchal Chauhan Singh is asking, Guruji, what if family pressure to get married, then in-laws pressure to have kids, and the other person is on his own trip, and ultimately you are the one who is paying the price of your chart? Well, see, individual situations are never easy, as Lord Krishna says, in this material world. I mean, it's a place of misery, right? Dukhalaya mashashvatam. So, so in regards to your personal query, I would say, rather than me answering, because I don't know anything about you, your family, your husband, your situation. And of course, you have written, but I can't answer just by seeing this. So it is best if you talk to somebody in some spiritual community who is also mature, who is some lady who has gone through this situation, not exactly, but some similar situation, like for example, if you are somewhere in your late 20s or mid 30s or initial 30s, then if you go and talk to somebody who is in their 40s, who has already handled this situation, and who can also give you a spiritual perspective, and who can also tell you what is best for you, you can explain your situation in detail, for 1 or 2 hours, and then they can help you. Okay, so that is recommended. But yeah, in general, you have to communicate it to your in-laws. If you are not able to have kids, if your husband is out in some trip, you have to communicate that. And but again, this is a very superficial suggestion I'm giving you. I can't say anything extreme, because I do not know you and I do not know your situation in detail. Okay, so please take help from some senior who has gone through this situation, and not just gone, they have come out of it successfully. Okay. Okay, Yogesh be saying, Prabhuji, I have a question. How much accurate an astrologer can predict about matchmaking? With what spirit one should take guidance of an astrologer? So when you talk of matchmaking, it is like it is like a false narrative. Okay, false narrative, it means that people think, they can exactly, an astrologer can tell you, okay, out of 36 how much matches, this. No, it doesn't work like that. The way you should approach matchmaking is not just by, some superficial guna system. That does not work very well in Kali Yuga, as Yudhishthir Maharaj already said to the Yaksha. Because there has been a lot of intercaste marriages, not now, this he says 5,000 years back to the Yaksha. But what you can do today practically, when you go to an astrologer and you show you are a boy, you show this girl's chart, then you have to ask the astrologer, I am this person, and who is she? And then first you have to know who is this girl, okay, who you are planning to marry. What kind of a person she is. Mm, is she will she be able to provide what you are looking for in a girl? Okay, that is also very important. Will your expectations be fulfilled? Okay. So you have to know that the other person thoroughly in detail, first, not just compatibility, not just matching this, that. You have to know in and out of that person's character, nature, behavior, likes, dislikes, not like literally the details, but you have to know the overall disposition of the person, that is very important. Ah, the sun is falling in my face. So once you know that, then you can actually make that is a best that is the best position for you to make a decision, because then you know who you are marrying at the end. You just don't see compatibility. If the person is good, and if you are good, which I assume you are, then what happens is, even if there are differences, you can actually, you can sort them out. It's not a big problem. Everybody has differences, but if inherently you have some problem, if you cannot control your anger, you blast, you have aggression, you do extramarital affair, you commit infidelity, adultery, and all this, or you speak a bunch of lies, and or you are good but that person is like that, then no compatibility, no matchmaking, no horoscope matching can work. That marriage is destined to fail, because there's a fundamental problem. So when you are going to an astrologer with a girl's chart, you have to ask, is there a fundamental problem with this girl? Okay, if yes, reject. There is no scope of discussion further. I mean, it's like getting into the mouth of a tiger, so if there's a fundamental problem with a boy or girl, there is no question. It doesn't matter. I don't give a damn where your Venus is, where your Jupiter is, where your moon is, where the hell is any planet. I just don't give a damn. If there's a fundamental problem, no, don't go ahead. Okay. And if there is no fundamental problem, then you go into the next stage. Okay, this is there, that is there, I'm looking for this, that, blah blah blah, all this. Okay, then all this discussion makes sense, because 99% of the kundli milans which fail, you will always see people, they say, oh, kundli milan has failed, ये दोनों कुंडली मिलान देख के किए थे, अभी इनका डिवोर्स हो गया. That the reason is not because of kundli milan. The reason is because there was some fundamental problem in one of the partners, or maybe both of them, and they didn't analyze that, and then they went ahead for marriage, and then it ended in a disaster, right? So please don't do that. So you sir, I have this question, because many including me take the words of an astrologer absolute. Well, that depends on the astrologer. The astrologer, if he or she is good, maybe you can take their word as absolute, not nothing wrong, but you have to make sure you are going to the right source. Okay. And one of the ways to know is to see the person's lifestyle. How much free is the astrologer from sin? Okay, so if the person has a lot of sinful habits, then that's the worst place to go. Okay. Rajni Sharma is, what is this? Venus conjunction. Theoni and Lonely is asking Venus conjunction. Interesting. Chanchal Chauhan saying, Guruji, what is the role of retro combus Venus into the Nakshatra of Maga? Again, please analyze your whole chart. I can't give a half baked answer. That will not work. Okay. Rajni Sharma is asking, please guide me some remedy for Venus Rahu in 6087. Again, I don't know where your Mars is, where your Sun is, or where your Moon is. I can't suggest any remedy just by this. It is not possible. I'm sorry. Rubesh ji has retracted the message. Star is saying, can we please have a video on conjunction of five planets? I have it in my 10th house. Again, see, this is another thing. There is no magic sutra. Oh, there are five planets. This will happen. You have to see which energies they are coming. Which energies they are bringing. So if you have too many planets in the 10th, then it can mean that you are changing your jobs very frequently, or you have a lot of desires for your profession, not in one direction. You want to become this, that, and so many other things, but your horoscope will tell you if you will be able to, how do I say, if you will be able to channelize the energies properly, or you will be able to bring it into one direction. You will you be able to make it unidirectional? Okay, that is also important, because you cannot become the Sachin Tendulkar of cricket and Amitabh Bachchan of Bollywood. You can't become both together. Maybe somebody can, but not everybody, right? Rubesh ji is asking, sir, can I continue studying Srimad Bhagavatam as a devotional service? Yes, always, absolutely. uh, Studying is like hearing. So hearing is one of the nine limbs of devotional service, as Prahlad Maharaj says, in the seventh canto itself. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, he says, right? So Shravanam, reading is actually Shravanam. You are hearing the words of Sukdev Goswami. So it's very powerful. Please do it. Please continue doing it. Great to know that. Dayanand ji saying, in this video you explain the astrology, how to check the next one, that how to respond to the client in smooth manner. Okay, thank you. Arkadeep Arkadeep Bhattacharya is asking, is there any way to find out the chances of getting benefited from a consultation or checkup from an astrologer or a doctor or anyone with whom you have any sort of interest other than the Muhurata? Well, I don't exactly get what your question is, but in short, let me tell you, mm, it depends on your chart and your dashas. So many times it has happened with me also. Like when I was running some very bad period, I consulted somebody, and then whatever that astrologer said, it didn't work. Okay, didn't work in the sense, the predictions were wrong, and also I didn't get any direction. But then now when I know astrology more in detail, I understand, okay, that was that astrologer's mistake, but it was my own karma. Okay. So I didn't send any mail telling the astrologer, like people do, like, oh, give me my money back, you said something which didn't work out. I didn't do anything of that sort, because I knew it was my own karma. But of course, this is not for an astrologer to tell to the client, oh, my prediction was wrong, it was your karma, it was your bad karma, आप ही के पाप कर्म थे, इसीलिए हमारा prediction गलत हो गया. This is not for the astrologer. But if you go to an astrologer, and the thing is, if you're running a very bad dasha, then unless your trines are very strong and you have a good navamsha, unless you have that, then most likely you will also go to a bad astrologer. Okay, this is unfortunate, but this is how it turns out. I have seen, yeah. So you need to be careful where you go. Okay, it's not about the money, but imagine you get a direction, and then you waste 5 years of your life. That's the worst thing. Money you can always get back, but how will you get back 5 years of your life? Okay, imagine one astrologer tells you, go, yes, yes, that girl is very nice, you go and marry her, and then you go and you realize she is already having some affair with somebody else, and yeah. So then there's divorce, and then you have to pay alimony. She may put 498A against you of the Indian Penal Code and whatnot. They do these days, right? False, like, fake case, the fake dowry case, fake rape case, fake harassment case, whatnot they may put against you, right? So that you cannot get back. For that, your 7, 8, 10 years of your life will be gone in that. So therefore, if you see, small things are okay. Small things means, when will I get a job, these that should I put some money here, there, that is also fine. But something as serious as marriage, and if it is arranged marriage and you really have to finalize somebody, then oh boy, it's very critical that you go to a good astrologer. Okay, otherwise I have seen people's lives are ruined by going to bad astrologers. Okay, that's unfortunate. Not that the astrologer does it willingly, happily, joyfully. I spoil the life of these two people. Yes, and I'm so proud of it. No, he doesn't do that, but Yeah, it happens, and you suffer at the end, right? Not the astrologer. So make sure you go to a good source. Okay. Chanchal ji is saying thank you so much. Okay, nice to know that. Anurup ji is asking, is grahas connected with Triguna Sattva Rajas? Of course, absolutely they are connected. So who can write which gunas are connected to which tattva, which gunas? Okay, which grahas are connected to which gunas? Like nine planets, now grahas, and three gunas. Let me see who can write in the chat. Interesting it will be. Theoni is saying you're glowing. Actually, it's not me glowing, it's the sun falling. Star is saying basically you get what you are. Yes, absolutely. You get what you deserve. Yeah, this is what people say, you get what who you are, you receive who you are, or sometimes they say uh, you get what you manifest or what you attract, what you desire. No, actually the thing is you get what you deserve as per your karma. It's as short and as simple. Okay. Padma Sani ji is saying Venus in Leo, Ascendant Ketu in the nine, good for spirituality. Well, again, as I said, I can't answer, but assuming overall chart is good, then this should be a good placement. Okay, for spirituality during Ketu Dasha. Okay. Okay, Chanchal is saying I got the answer, Guruji. The fact is the fundamental issue. Okay, okay, Golden. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, somebody is asking what's the past life karma of Venus in Virgo. Well, again, there's no dictum, like Venus in Virgo, what's the past life karma? The overall chart will tell you what is the past life karma. Okay, so please check the overall chart. Okay, two or three more questions. Venus, Moon, Mars conjunction. Well, yeah, let's see. Phantom is asking, can one rise in career in Ketu Dasha? I only heard bad things about Ketu. No, absolutely, you can rise. There's nothing wrong in Ketu. It's all hoax and false. Okay. Okay. Arkadeep is saying thank you so much. All about motivation. Jai Shri Ram. Jai Poonam ji is saying Jai Shri Krishna. Devanshi ji is saying hello. Okay. Somebody is writing Rahu is Kama, Mars, Krodha, Mercury is Lova, Venus. There. A bit of correction there. Maybe we can discuss that some other time. Okay, thank you so much for everybody for joining. It was great to interact with so many of you, and I hope you had a great Raksha Bandhan and a good Balram Jayanti celebration also, and I hope you will have an even bigger grand celebration for Janmashtami. Janmashtami is the festival, the occasion of Lord Shri Krishna's appearance in this material world all around 5,000 years ago. So this wow. This occasion is celebrated in a very grand way in India, in many temples and many places, many towns, many villages. So I hope you have a grand celebration. I think it's 6th and 7th, depending on your geographical location, 6th or 7th. So I wish you all the best for this great celebration of Janmashtami, and yeah, have a great weekend. Be good, do good, and keep doing spiritual practices and keep seeing astrology videos. Thank you so much. Jai Shri Ram.